She was alone in the dark. Carolina stared at the cracked ceiling of her small room, where silence was only broken by the sound of soft rain outside. Her heart felt tight in her chest. She hadn't slept well for 3 days. Since losing her job as a receptionist at a clinic that shut down without warning, everything seemed to fall apart. Bills were piling up, rent was overdue, and the fridge was almost empty. But the worst part wasn't any of that, it was God's silence. She prayed every night, begging for an answer, a way out, any sign that she wasn't alone. But nothing happened. And now, lying on her makeshift bed, tears rolling down her cheeks, she whispered the question she had never dared to say out loud, "Lord, are you still listening to me?" The next morning, Carolina woke to someone knocking on her door. Her heart raced. For a second, she thought it was the landlord coming to demand the unpaid rent. But when she opened it, she saw a smiling older woman holding a grocery bag. "Hi, sweetie. I'm from the church in the neighborhood. We missed you at the service and God placed it in my heart that you needed help today." Carolina stood frozen. She didn't know this woman. She had never been to that church. But there she was, with bread, milk, rice, and the exact words Carolina needed to hear, "God hasn't forgotten you." Her tears fell instantly. For the first time in days, she felt something different. Peace. That little visit changed the course of her week. Food on the table was just the beginning. The woman came back the next day, offering to help Carolina update her resume and promising to recommend her for a job opening at a nearby store. It wasn't much, but it was enough to reignite something within her, hope. That Sunday, after years away, Carolina walked into a church. She sat in the last row, shy, but present. And there, while the choir sang about a God who still works miracles, she couldn't hold back her tears. Because now she knew, God hadn't forgotten her. He had simply chosen to answer when she least expected it. Time went on. Carolina got the job. She started as a sales assistant, but was quickly promoted. Her joy didn't come from her paycheck, but from the certainty that everything she went through had a purpose. She began helping other women in need, sharing her story and praying with them. She became that woman with the grocery bag, the answer to someone else's prayer. Every day was a new chance to see God's hand at work. And the more she trusted, the more He opened doors where she once saw only walls. And little by little, Carolina's life bloomed again. One afternoon, now living in her new apartment, she found her old journal. In it, she read a line she had written the day everything seemed lost. Maybe God is silent because He's preparing something greater. And now, she knew it was true. Because even without understanding, even through her tears, she had kept praying. She had kept believing. And God, in His perfect time, answered. Not in the way Carolina expected, but in a way far better than she ever imagined. If you're watching this and feel like your prayers are being ignored, remember, God's silence isn't absence. Sometimes, He waits for the perfect moment to act, because He sees the end from the beginning. He knows exactly how to touch our hearts in the deepest way. Don't give up. Keep praying, even when you hear nothing. Keep believing, even when you feel nothing. Because when we least expect it, He answers. Today's Bible verse is Isaiah 41 verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This verse reminds us that even on the darkest days, God is still holding our hand. He sees us. He hears us. And He acts at the right time. Sometimes, the miracle starts with a small gesture, a bag of groceries, a silent prayer, an unexpected visit. Never underestimate God's power to transform a life quietly. Your answer might be closer than you think.